Okay, so I just got into a battle with New Orca. Not like the usual get-togethers. This one's I wanted to test out the Phororex because I got it, but it won't let me. So in comes Mortem Rex. And the good thing about New Orca is that he actually has some really good creatures to use. So yeah, huh? Uh, let's do that. Bring in the big ol' sloth Triceratops. Which I'm not gonna lie, looks really cool. You just put anything on the head up, you just put any head on a sloth and it looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So, I am faster, so, I mean, he could go for instant charge. He will. It's fine. I'm not immune to stuns or anything. So it's fine. But now I can use Cautious Rampage, which is good. Then I'll deal some damage. I also did a battle with Space Raptors Infinite, but I thought, nah, I won't record that one. But then that gives me thinking that maybe I could do a recording session with him one day. Maybe. That's a big ol' maybe. Progress on getting my YouTube channel back. They rejected my second appeal. So that one is kind of annoying. So I have to figure out... I'm pretty sure I figured out what I did wrong. But now YouTube's just like, okay, but we still don't want to give your channel back. So it's just a matter of me figuring out what to say to convince them that I can get to give them my channel back. And I have to wait 2 weeks, so once again, I'm still stuck with... So from the looks of things, I am going to be stuck on this channel for a while, which it's not bad, it's just that kind of annoying. Also, I just want to mention that this is an epic creature taking on uniques, so keep that in mind. Maybe this thing's getting nerfed in the future. Or maybe they're keeping it this way because the hybrid's going to be even better. Because it's only a regular hybrid, it still can get a super hybrid. And since we know that Ludia's really pushing the new uniques, as in like uniques made from epic ingredients, we can definitely... No, like anything can get a hybrid at this point. I'm pretty sure that Titanocaulus is also a hybrid of a. Yeah, is also going to be a unique hybrid, similar to Complicaulus. And I've also been training my training with my Indotaurus, figuring out how to use it properly. And I've also figured out that yes, the cloak does affect the counterattack. It's just hard to recognize because it won't kill it in one shot all the time. Oh, that dodge didn't work. Oh well. But still, that is a lot of damage. Times 2 damage. Go for the cleansing rampage. Hopefully we do get through. If he wants, let's see if he'll actually run. And then the damage, oh, he doesn't. Am I dead? I'm not dead, yay! Oh, that was a devil shot right there. Oh, I didn't deal anything. Oh well, I cleanse and I deal a lot of damage, right? That just makes this cloak so good, because it means I can go for cloak, and then someone can attack me, and I'll still be counterattacked. Oh, that's why it's called taunting cloak. Because in raids, everyone will attack me, and I'll be doing double the normal amount of damage. Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh, I just discovered something new about Indotaurus that I love even more every day. Also, creature markers. I figured out how I want to use them. And here they are. Basically, the red tab basically means I use them on my team. They're useful. They've proven themselves to me that they are worth staying on my team. Surprisingly, Lux's nerf, I was actually right. It is still helpful. Because the vulnerable is just such a good thing. Vulnerable counter, or at least resilient counter, is still a good ability to have. So, yeah, keeping Lux on my team. Tentacarnibus, I've noticed that without that swap and heal, it is starting to show that it's not as great, but it's still a dangerous foe to come across, so I'd recommend that you don't toss it aside just yet. Magnus, on the other hand, I can see that I knew right up from the start that was a lost cause, so not even gonna bother with Magnus. But then Indotaurus, at level 23, already proving his worth because I put him into a few battles, and he has already been a key player in a lot of rounds, where if I used Magnus instead, it would have probably failed. Anyway, the yellow is basically a creature that's in its trial period, and if depending on whether they prove themselves or not, then they will upgrade to a red, meaning that they are a part of my team, or they will just have that thing removed entirely, and then I won't have them on my team anymore. Orange means that I'll use them, but most likely I'm only going to use them in raids, and I actually have quite a few marked creatures in orange, just because I feel like those are the creatures that I'm going to be... Because I think with this update, I mean, because as I mentioned before, my guildmates don't care about all the new creatures, they only care about which creatures they use that are getting nerfed or buffed. And since they both used they used Hadroslux and... Just checking, Kevin is eating now. They used Hadroslux and Sarah Magnus, and both of those got nerfed, or at least, well, Lux got reworked. Magnus got completely nerfed. So I think one of them might be full-on ready to quit the game entirely. So I need to start leveling up some raid-exclusive creatures so that I can find a place in, like, other raid strategies. So that I'm not just limited to my Triastronix and Gemini Titan, which is honestly performing pretty well. I guess I will have to start working on Identitas Maxima again, and I am still hoping that one day they give it back that distraction resistance. I don't care if they take away its armor, or they leave its health the way it is. They can leave everything the way it is, just as long as they somehow give back its distraction resistance, because it's kind of dumb that, I've said this before already, that these two guys get to have a distraction resistance just because this guy has one fierce ability, a fierce ability that breaks shields, and may I mention that this guy also breaks the shields, that just because you have one shield breaking ability, you can't have a distraction resistance. It's stupid. It's just stupid Ludia logic. And then now we get to some purple, but we'll have to get to that later as we scroll down. Because you can see I have quite a few creatures marked. Why are you marked? I thought I unmarked you. Go away. I don't need you marked. So I think this is a good spot. Okay. Purple means that the DNA is in high demand, and I need a lot of it. Blue means that it's like, yeah, I have enough of it, but it's like, if you see one, don't ignore it. And green means, yeah, we have plenty. You can ignore it if you see it. But keep in mind that it is an ingredient you need. I mean, like, Tarbosaurus, I might mark as a purple every now and then, because I am running quite low on Tarbosaurus, and there's a good chance that with all the old creatures getting hybrids, Tarbosaurus could all of a sudden get a unique hybrid, and then I'll be completely out of Tarbosaurus DNA. Another thing to notice, oh yeah, hang on, I completely glossed over, I got the Phororex. If I can just load it. And Phororex, I have to say, is a real treat to use. It's absolutely amazing in every way. Okay, downside, it lost 2 tiers of speed, and its swap preventation resistance has been cut in half. But other than that, all its abilities have been upgraded, and gains one, like, sort of new ability. Alert Rending Lockdown, which comes in, Swap in Savagery, as well as Pin. And then Stunning Obstruction is basically again, another upgrade to Stunning Obstruction, except now it's an on-escape. It also gains more critical chance, more damage, more health, more than both of its components, actually. So, complete upgrade, and it just looks like such a beautiful creature. I just have to have it on my team. Which is not really that hard, not as hard as it looks, actually. Dracorex, despite needing a lot of Dracorex DNA, it's really easy to come by. I see them spawn all the time. So it's like, I can get at least 2 pops on Phororex a day. So that's not really that bad. And now we can look at Indotaurus, which I mentioned before, that cloak does affect its counterattack. So that's cool. That makes it really useful. And it really helps me decide how I want to work this thing. I'm probably going to work more on its health, so it can take a lot of hits and then deal a lot of counterattacks while cloaked. And then focus mainly on speed, so that I can, like, I'll always prioritize the cloak first. What else is there? I suppose that... so Erlich G2 mentioned that it is just basically a giant Parasaurus, and so I can definitely see where he's coming from, but to me, they look like different creatures, because Puratourus has like this, let me just pull up Puratourus real quick, actually. Oh yeah, 3 hype. So another thing he mentioned is that they have the same pose, which I cannot deny. They basically are the same pose. But in terms of Phororex just has like a much Carnotaurus looking face. And is much more like, I guess its back is more, no, the ridges on its back are just a lot higher. And it just looks a lot skinnier and more stealthy, more Bumblebee. Like, I have a toy Bumblebee that looks exactly like this creature. Back to Carnotaur, please. Which takes me back to Indotaurus. Indotaurus has a more Indominus. I can't really see the Purotaurus in it. I mostly just see an Indominus that just has a bad back. And just decided to give up on trying to get up and just decided to stay where he is. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer the concept art of the more bulkier, bigger dinosaur that I wanted. That's what I voted for. Instead, I got this crouching animation. I mean, I guess in one way, it means we finally have an Indoraptor type hybrid animation that is actually worth using in the arena. So that's why I can let it pass. But I still wanted my buff Carnoraptor instead of the slouching Indominus with horns on its head. And then as for Andrewtops, if I go back to him, because apparently the stats were finally the field guide and the toolbox all updated, and we have all the stats and resistance of every creature. So Andrewtops, I've seen it. It has good resistances. It has good abilities. It has good attack, good speed, good critical chance, and the only problem is that its health is really low, and that's kind of what's keeping me from wanting to get this guy. Because if you're in the unique tier and your health is like really low, like below 50,000, like 40, 50, if you have less health than that, then you're not going to be too well. I mean, just look at Pocondactylus. Its health was so low. Even when they buffed its health to 3,750, no one wanted to use it still because it was still too fragile. But now it's worth using because it has more than... I'm pretty sure every unique creature has I can't really think of any unique creatures that are below 40, 50 health. And if they are, they're probably not used very often. So, yeah. Indominus actually has less than 4,500. Does it? I don't remember. Hang on. Let me check. Okay, here I am checking everything by health. Is there anyone who actually falls below? Oh, here we go. Well, Compsognathus doesn't count because, let's face it, Compsognathus has Absorb, which means that its health could be the lowest of the low and it wouldn't really matter. Terravex says no one uses you. Manga, I still see quite a few of you, so... But still, 3,300 health! That's actually oh, wow. Indominus actually has that much health, so... But it also has a lot of speed. So I'm thinking it might need a bit of a health buff before it's actually useful. I'd say that doesn't have to be like 40, 50. I think 3,900 should be enough, actually. Yeah. But until we get to that point in time, I'm not gonna work towards Andrewtops. Also because I'm already focusing on two other uniques, which are already... I need to save up my coin for them, because Phororex, while Dracorex is easy to come by, it also takes a lot of Dracorex DNA, so it's going to take a while to get up there. And then Indotaurus, while the Carnotaurus DNA is a lot less than the Dracorex DNA, the Carnotaurus isn't as easy to come by, so both going to take a while. The real question is, who do I take off the team to throw on Phororex? I mean, I took off Triastronix because I still have a place for him in raids. But then I really don't want to replace anyone on this team. I like using all these creatures. That's the problem with this game. Well, no, there's lots of problems with this game. But for me, the problem is that there are so many creatures I want to use, but then I only have 8 slots. And even then, it's randomized, so I may not even get to use the creature, depending on it. I got Indotaurus a lot, but that's because it's like low level. Just watch, when it becomes high level, and it's buffed out, and it's just as good as my Indominus, which is my best creature, I'm never going to see it again, just because, yeah, the game just wants me to use my weakest creatures all the time. It's annoying. Oh, look, some Archaeopteryx. This one's a bit of a shorter video because there's not much for me to do. I guess I could test it out in a battle. Phororex can be tested out in a battle. If I go to, like, but I still wish there was, like, a bot arena where you could just fight bots. No rewards, no trophy system. Just a way to practice using new creatures. That's what I want. And then you can have an option between, like everything's reset to 26, or you can include boosts or not. So, I wish there was, like a future update does include something like that, because I would honestly really appreciate something like that. It would really help with testing out new creatures. But in the meantime, we'll have to stick to the campaign. And we'll go here. And let's fight this. And use... Where are you? Phororex. Let's just see how good Phororex really is. It's up against a Resilient right now. And it's a 2 levels higher, and probably modded. So we'll see. And we're not even swapping in. We're just using it regularly. Because I think Phororex is just as good without it. So this thing is boosted. So let's see it in action. Piercing armor? No, hang on. Now we'll deal more damage with the instant cunning rampage. Okay, yep. He'll go for the rake encounter, and then he'll go for Resilient Strike, right? Unfortunately, I am realizing that I am dying. He could go for Resilient Rampage and kill me. This is, yeah, okay, do not have this thing fight Dio Raja. Don't let him fight Dio. He's gonna die. A lot. Oh, he messed up. Because now I get a guaranteed critical hit when I use Lethal Rampage and run! Die! Was that all his health? No, it wasn't. But it was a good chunk of it. Oh, yeah. Instant critical... Critical sidestep is a great move to have. You could use it, then go for one of your priority rampages, and boom, it's so good. That's a great ability to have. And just for the record, I'm actually gonna... who's here? This one is early... Yeah, early... Let's actually have it fight you as well, just to see how it contends. With something faster now. I say this was a shorter episode, but it turns out I'm going for a regular length episode. Now, this thing is immune to distractions, but we can go... Let's see then. Let's do this. Critical sidestep. Yeah. And then he'll go for like a rampage. Won't deal enough damage. Oh, right. I'm not distraction resistant. And I don't cleanse distractions either. So we'll just go for Cautious Cunning Rampage. Gain a critical hit, and... Oh, wait, hold on. This is gonna hurt. There we go! Bye-bye, Cruel World! Okay, so, health. We might want some health. And I want to use Indotaurus in a battle, so we'll go here. No restrictions of Gripelith. Sure, that'll work for Indotaurus. Because it cannot cleanse, it cannot remove the cloak and dodge. One thing I still notice, though, is that they haven't fixed the cloak on this thing. It doesn't cloak. So I can't tell if it's still cloaked or not. It's kind of annoying. Kind of wish they would fix that. Immobilize. Oh, thank goodness. I resist both. It's risky, though. It's like a 50-50% chance. No, I don't want the dodge effect. I want the invisible effect. Make me invisible. Oh, Ferocious Defense. Okay. If I get a critical, this'll work. Oh, I didn't. And I won't dodge anymore either. No. No. Okay, fine. Whatever. I can also understand why Taunting Cloak is only, like, a cooldown of 3 instead of 2. I mean, 1 on Revenge. Because, again, in raids, that'll be OP. That's a really good ability to have, actually. I'm actually thinking how you can use this in combat, because this thing could honestly be used in raids really well. If the cloak actually affects the counterattacks, have everything attack this thing, and then it just deals massive damage to them, possibly murdering the minions, as long as they don't have Resilient Strike, that is. And we'll just go for Cleansing Rampage, because let's face it, you're going to heal. You're going to heal a lot. And that won't kill it, and you're finally going to attack me, right? How much damage do you do? Oh, okay. If you get a critical, I'm dead. You don't have that critical chance, though. So I do kill you. Yay. Indotaurs for the win. Can't wait to level this thing up to like a really high level, which might take a while because Carnosaur DNA is really high in demand at the moment. Okay, guys, thanks for watching the video. And I'll see you when I decide when the next one comes out, which is, who knows at this point? Who knows? Rhino. I don't care about Rhino. Rhinos are impossible to dart.